Alright, so this video we're going to show you how to splice a steel cable when it fails. And I call this a trail splice just because the tail would get in the way if you're trying to put it back on your front bumper. The tail's going to be in the way. So I consider this a trail splice, and when you get back, you either need to replace your cable or take it to a rigging shop and have them re-crimp the end. I don't have a broken cable, so we're going to have to show you how to do it on a new cable. You can do it with a broken cable, but the best way is to have a portable cutoff wheel so you can cut back to where the cable is still good. I've done it with broken cables. It's just much harder because nothing's tight anymore. A couple strands may be exploded, whatnot. So the easiest way is to carry a cutoff wheel or something to cut the cable so you can eliminate the bad spot and then start with a fresh cable. So let's cut the end off here and get started. So I got the end off here. My phone keeps beeping, so I'm going to see who that is. Alright, so you got your cable cut. You eliminated the bad spot. Now we need to separate it 50-50. You need 50% of the cable on one side, 50% of the cable on the other side. Alright, so see, this cable's still tight and this one is kind of frayed. That's the hard part when you're dealing with a broken cable and you have nothing to cut it. So if you're running steel cable, you need to invest in something to cut the cable for emergencies. But basically you need to re-splice this together so it looks like one cable again, or at least close to it. So you see now this one's tight and this one's tight. Down about, I don't know, 2 feet. It's all kind of a guessing game. I always go a little bit farther than I need. Okay, so now you need to fold it over into a loop. And the important part is the cable has to be bigger or longer than the loop. So if we're going with that big of a loop, you need a little bit more cable. Just go a little bit smaller loop. Now you don't want to go too small because it's going to make it much harder to splice back together. But see how much tag is hanging out? That's what you want. Stick one cable inside the other one. And I did the wrong cable, so we need to go the other way. Go this way. Alright, so if you look at the cable, see how it spirals around and this one spirals around? You want to re-splice it together. So when I came back this way, it would have overlapped. It wouldn't have went back together and looked like one cable again. So you see it's going to look like one cable when you put it back together. So you can do one side at a time or you can do both at the same time. It don't matter. Okay, so once you got it started, looks like one cable. And then follow this one around, stick it in this way. till you can't go anymore. So it's at the bottom, tag line's hanging out. Let's finish this side up. Okay, so there you have a loop and you have two tag lines hanging out at the bottom. Now, this will hold, but I will continue to wrap my tag lines together. And then put that together. So now your tag line looks like one cable, your cable looks like one cable, and your loop all looks like one cable. Now that's finished product. You're ready to put your hook back on the end and go winching. You don't even need to put a cable tie on here, but if you're gonna leave this on here, you can put a cable tie on there so it don't get in the way. But I would do this on the trail, get the job done, go back, have either a new cable put on or take it to a rigging shop and have them re-crimp it and cut off the tag line. That is how you tie a steel cable on the trail with just one tool, a cutoff wheel. So that is how you splice an eye into a steel cable. I don't know the name of that particular splice, but it came from marine boats, you know, like tugboats. When they broke a cable, that's how they did it, because they needed a way to do it quickly without tools in the crashing ocean. And it's always worked for me. I've never had an issue. Some people, like when I'm using I have a few of those as extensions, and I'll be using them. They're like, oh, what's up with that? You don't have a cable tie on there, it's gonna fly apart. And then I drag them straight out. I've never had an issue. If you ran this particular splice and you had an issue, please let me know. But as far as I know, nobody I've known or showed this splice has ever had an issue. I consider this a trail splice just because the tag line is hanging off, and then I don't like using cable clamps. So I would either just replace the cable or just have a rigging shop re-splice or re-crimp the end to make it proper when you get off the trail. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, concerns, or want to know anything else, just comment below and I'll be happy to do the best I can to educate anybody else. All right, hope to see you guys on the next video.